to Coaster Crazy the video. Sit back and relax as you enjoy some of the best coasters in the country. You'll scream your way through, you'll sweat your way through, but above all you're going to have some fun. You enjoy it.
The vision I had for the big one was actually when I first rode the Magnum at Cedar Point early one morning, the first year of operation, with staff members early in the morning. And I went down the first dip and I said, that is the most fantastic ride in the world, frankly. And I rang right away to Arrow in Salt Lake City and said, I want the same sort of ride, but bigger. And that's what we have. The first year we put in all the foundations, and the second winter we actually erected the steel ride and built the station. The height of the big one from sea level is 235 feet.
Up to the top of the big one, the biggest roller coaster in the world. It's a nice sunny day, it's not too windy, so it should be okay. Here we are leaving the station of the big one. On our way up. We're going to stop at the top and actually climb out of the train. Not to be recommended. Coasters that makes people keep coming back? Is it the fun factor? Is it the fear factor? Is it the controlled danger? Is it the living on the edge? Whatever it is, who cares? Let's just get on them and have a really good time. This video will show you some of the greatest roller coasters in the United Kingdom, so sit back and enjoy it. From Monday to Friday you have your normal boring job. Come the weekend, you can have a bit of escapism. You can jump in your car, come to a pleasure beach, go to an amusement park, go to a theme park, get on a roller coaster and just have a really great time. You can scream, you can have fun, you can enjoy it. Only one way to go, down. wild mouse is the wildest wild mouse in the world. The wheels are slightly further back than the front of the car, so when you go around the corners, you go straight on first. It's wild. Let's have a go. Here we go for a ride on the wild mouse from Blackpool.
The wild mouse was first constructed in 1958. It was a German design, but the plans actually came from Barry Conklin in Canada, from Toronto. But it was substantially altered in the early 60s because a third floor was added to the traditional two-floor wild mouse ride. There's two brothers called the Valere brothers out in California, and they had altered their wild mouse very successfully and added a third to the length of the track. And my father bought the plans from the Valere brothers, and we similarly altered our mouse ride, and I believe it's the only wild mouse in the world that is a third longer than is normal, and ironically it's quicker than it was originally, although a third longer than the original. We actually spent a lot of work on it this winter, and in a way made it slightly less wild because it had got very rough, and we've smoothed the profile of the track out to its original profiles from 1958 plans, and so it is actually slightly less wild but a slightly smoother and I think a better ride for it.
That is most definitely the wildest wild mouse in the world. All the others have been tamed, but this one is left to be wild. Let's hope they keep it that way.
Traumatizer at Southport, built by Vekoma, is an interesting ride. As I say, it's got quite a lot of loops in it. It's the best of that genre of rides. The early ones were very rough. This is as smooth as silk, and it really is a fun ride, and it does show how suspended roller coasters above ground do give you a very different sensation than those below ground.
The Millenium roller coaster at Fantasy Island in Gold Mills. The roller coaster is 152 feet high, has 3 inversions, cost £15 million, and it's the largest looping coaster in Europe to circumnavigate a building. This coaster is one of the smoothest of the new generation coasters coming from Vekoma in Holland. In the past, some people have complained that looping roller coasters have been a little too rough, but this one changes all that. This is one of the smoothest roller coasters that loops in the world. I recommend you come and try it out and see for yourself. So Joan, you've been on this roller coaster.
I have.
What do you think of it?
Oh, I think it's great.
I've heard that you opened this ride.
Yes, I did.
You must be, if you don't mind me saying, one of the most mature riders on the coaster.
I don't think so. 75.
Here we are, 200 feet above Fantasy Island. In the background, the Millenium roller coaster, the biggest private investment in the Millenium celebrations. Here we go on the Millenium roller coaster at Fantasy Island, Ingold Mills. Just at the top now, 152 feet high. Just getting to the top, rest of the train catching up. Here we go, first drop. Arms up in the air, big cheers. Coming down, swooping first drop. Here we go into the first loop. Yes! Whoa! Coming down. Big straight section into another inversion. Whoa! See the whole park upside down. Big high-speed turn. Dropping down into another loop. Whoa! Everybody's waving. Up and around, coming across, high above the rest of the park. Into a big little dip, past the eruption. The shuttle launch ride into a high-speed helix, picking up speed. And coming back up into the brakes. And back into the station. Woo. We're coaster crazy, what are we? Woo. Into the station, only one thing to do now, get back off and have another go. Here we are on the Alton Towers cable car, making our way over to Forbidden Valley, home of the Nemesis. In 1994, when the ride opened, members of the Rollercoaster Club of Great Britain voted it as the best roller coaster in the world made of steel. It still holds that title today. It's awesome. If you really are coaster crazy and you're a major adrenaline junkie, there's only one ride to try. That's Nemesis. The trains are underneath the track, your legs dangle in the open air. And it goes upside down 4 times. It goes underground. It goes near the rocks. It's fast, it's furious, it's intense. When Alton Towers staff were excavating, they found a key. Somebody pulled out the key from the ground and released a monster. The monster rose. They had to pin it down to the ground, and that's Nemesis. So that's Nemesis, the #1 ride for fear freaks, adrenaline junkies and terror technicians. Standing outside Shockwave, Britain's only stand-up roller coaster. That's no seats, you ride standing up. There's 4 inversions, 1 loop, 1 barrel roll, 2 corkscrews. And remember, it's all taken standing up. The ride was designed and built by Infusion from Switzerland. Drayton Manor Park's Shockwave. You get taken up over 100 feet. The unique thing about the Shockwave is that it's situated above a rapids ride. So right below us are boats holding 6 people bouncing around in white water. Pretty soon we'll be heading towards them before we lift up and take a loop. Here we go at the top now. The Shockwave. Coming round the first bend. Into the top. Into the barrel roll. Presentation before you go into the corkscrew. And the second corkscrew. So much fun standing up. It opened in 1935 by Charlie Page. It's a racing roller coaster that has a Mobius loop. That's where you leave, the trains change tracks. You leave on the left side, you come back on the right, and vice versa. There's only 2 others in the world, and we're fortunate to have one here in England.
I think really I'm a wooden coaster fan, but I must say some of the new high mega coasters do appeal to me, but I prefer the steel roller coasters actually not to have loops in them. I think the mega coaster without the loops are the best.
Here we are on the Grand National, Britain's only racing roller coaster and one of the best roller coasters in the world. 2 trains side by side, the added thrill of a race right to the finish. All the dips are named after jumps from the Grand National. One of the longest roller coasters in the world is the Ultimate at Lightwater Valley in Ripon. Unfortunately, I'm off to the States, so I can't go and ride it today, but I'm going to leave that in the careful hands of Ken and Robin, the film producers.
Sorted. This is the Ultimate at Lightwater Valley, and this is Ron the maintenance man. Ron, can you just tell us what you're doing here?
Right, every morning before the public come in, we service both trains, obviously for the safety, made sure the computer system works and the heavy mechanics of all the
Right, so what is it you're actually doing here with the bow then?
Right, obviously every wheel's got a bearing, so if there's any play, we would check it to make sure it's correctly tightened, and we check the running surface of the wheel.
Right, excellent. So what's the top speed of this then, Ron? You know?
On the straight, after it's been down the second lift through doing it there, it would go about 60-65 miles an hour.
Great, and it's half wood, half steel.
Yeah, all the timber work for the lifts to go to height are all timber, and the track's actually steel.
Right, excellent. How long did it take to build, you know?
I haven't been here long enough to answer that question. About a year now. 18 months or so. And as you can see, we also, for safety wise, there's two couplings. These are what we call the primary couplings that attach each other.
Yeah.
And then there, that's the secondary coupling. So if that did go,
yeah,
you've also got,
a backup there. Great, yeah. Thanks very much indeed, Ron. We shall look forward to having another ride on it. Lightwater Valley, near Ripon, North Yorkshire. Half wood, half steel. Take my advice, if you come on this roller coaster, go on it twice. Sit at the front and then sit at the back. Completely different ride. Not a wise move walking up here though. Not a wise move. Anyway, enjoy the rest of the video. Not a good idea because I'm stood in the middle of the track of the world's longest roller coaster, which is like 100 odd feet up there, and it'd be hurtling down there at about 70 miles an hour. So I'm really going to have to shift.
Partner for Fabulous Films, and this again is not the most safest place to be. I'm sitting under the track, so when that train comes down at 70 miles an hour, it's going to be about 6 inches from my head and the camera. Now the guy that's filming this, Ken, on the other end of that camera, thinks this is very funny, and I lost the draw for doing this one. So anyway, if the train does take my head off, hopefully we'll get a few quid for the film.
roller coaster enthusiasts travel all around the world to find the best wooden roller coasters. But we have one here in the United Kingdom, in Oakwood in Wales. It's called Megafobia. It was opened in 1996, and ever since then it's been voted as the best wooden roller coaster. It has great speed, great airtime, and above all, great fun. People leave the station smiling and they come back laughing, and all they want to do when they get off is run back round and get on again. It's one great ride, you have to try it out.
Ryan. Say hello to all the rest of the coaster freaks out there.
Hello, fellow enthusiasts.
Now, Ryan, how many times have you been on Megafobia?
Up until right now, this minute, 1,705 times. Why? Because you got the best wooden roller coaster right on my doorstep. Megafobia. Megafobia, Oakwood, Wales. This is a short straw. How high is this thing? I don't know. But I'm about to find out because I drew the short straw this time, which means I am walking to the top of the Megafobia. Like I did, went to the top of the big one in Blackpool, 235 feet, because I drew the short straw for that one as well. I don't like heights, but I'm going to give it my best go anyway. So, see ya.
Have you got a girlfriend?
Oh hell no, I can't afford women when I'm travelling around all the country.
So if you come to Megafobia and have a ride on it, you'll more than likely meet him.
I'm going up what's called a sky coaster now. It's 140 foot high. I'm on 2 wires. I'm going to pull a cord and I'm just going to plummet to the ground. 80 miles an hour. Oh. Here we go. Where Coaster Crazy, what are we? We're doing 80 miles an hour, 140 foot up. Where Coaster Crazy, what are we? Where Coaster Crazy, what are we?